these randoms keep getting jobs. Don't worry about it. I'ma say it. I can't wait to sing it. I love it. I love it. Go.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Not Bland Show. And I'm your host, Dujane Bland, and it's great to be back. Missed you guys. Again, if you are new here, like and subscribe to the show. Share it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's going to be a good one. We're going to talk a little NFL today. It's not going to be as long as it normally is. Have other engagements that I have to get done as well, but we're going to have some fun tonight and enjoy some of this NFL playoffs as we have been, doing this past couple of weekends. And welcome. Hello, Lonnie. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And let me edit these audiences. I am way behind, people. I'm like off today. So excuse me, very much off. While I am taking this break and doing all of this, please, if you live in the Maryland, DC, Virginia area, my uncle is missing. And if you could help out, you can see the links on my Facebook page. It's at NotBland21, and you'll see his pictures there. If you see him, if you have any information that you have saw him, please notify the Charles County Police and local authorities, and they will gladly take any information that you may have if you have seen him. His name is Richard Wilson. So thank you so much for that. And after the commercial break, we'll get into what was a heck of a playoffs and a heck of a championship game. And we're going to do that by giving some love to our sponsor, Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It is 39 days out now before the start of the Drag Race Bracket Bonanza season. So go on and get involved. And this is how you can do so.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
Yes, indeed. Pick and win. They had great prizes last year. They had sponsors come on board like Peak. Summit came on board as well and had some prize packs. Very good stuff for Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. And we're going to have Elon on here in the next couple of weeks. Just talk about what might be new, what to expect this year, and if there's any early sponsors coming on board. Well, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, exactly. Yep. I got to give it to you. Drag Race Mayhem, got to give it to you. We'll go right there first. The Washington Commanders were unable to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And to be honest with you, I feel like the score does not represent Washington very well. But I will say this. They took advantage of things that were Washington's deficiencies. And, everybody had been asking me, what's going on? What's wrong? Why did it happen that way? Well, the bottom line is Washington was not very good at the run game. And I feel like game plan wise, I really didn't like the scheme. I would have rather pressured, do what I have to do to stop the run, and put it on Jalen Hurts to beat me. I'll take getting beat by A.J. Brown and Smith all day long over watching Saquon Barkley run 60 yards and make guys look like, he looks like a video game while everybody else has looked like they're playing Tecmo Bowl. He's the Madden character in Tecmo Bowl. It's just not fair. You know what I mean? Like, he is a beast. They have a great offensive line. Dickerson, the center for the Philadelphia Eagles, toughed it out through at least several quarters before going out. And then you had Juergens come in, who had the back issue, who they kept active, but really was inactive, but came in and got active. And they're running tush push with this guy. Toughness, man. Toughness. It was a great game, though. I tell you, Washington, excellent job for the season. Again, 33 new players, a whole new coaching staff, a whole new front office. And this, in the first year with Jaden Daniels, they go to the NFC Championship game. It was going to be a tough feat for them. They had to play perfect ball like they had in the fourth quarter of the game at Northwest Stadium. They were going to have to play that kind of ball for 60 minutes. And let's just be honest. The Eagles are just a better team from top to bottom. And that's not a knock against Washington. You just can't fill all those holes in one off season. And, for Jalen Hurts, I do feel like he was a little hurt, but I thought the game plan was well. It's something that probably the Detroit Lions should have done. And that's use their running game more. And don't get me wrong, Washington played a heck of a game against Detroit as far as containing the run. But there's another difference as well that people are leaving out. And that fact is Washington, for the most part, put pressure on opposing teams' offenses. Why? Because at times, maybe they did not get off to a fast start, but the next thing you knew, you blink and you're down 2 scores. So guess what that does to an offensive coordinator who I don't understand why they panic and it's early in the third quarter and you're only down 2 scores. You have one of the best offenses in the league, but it reverts people to feel like they don't have enough time and they start abandoning the run. And in that Detroit game, they had to because of the time of possession. I mean, Washington put together 6-7+ minute drives that were taking time off the clock. That didn't happen in this game. And the turnovers were really the factor. I believe 21, after that interception in the end zone was 28 points off of turnovers. But still, if I take those 28 points off the board, they still don't win. It's a close one, but they still don't win. And it's going to be fun. I can't say that I'm happy for Eagles fans because I'm not really a fan of a lot of Eagles fans with the exception of Drag Race Mayhem. But you got to give credit where credit is due. And that's the objective part of what I do. They are a great football team. Their front office has put together a great team from top to bottom, and they've done it the right way. And it's going to be fun to watch. These two teams are going to duke it out for several years to come because we're going to get to it. There's another team in the division that won't be smelling any playoffs for a while unless some other team in the NFC is just absolutely and utterly a turd box. So they're going on to the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs and Buffalo, dude, I chalk it up to Scott McDermott getting too conservative and being safe. And I thought that they used Josh Allen too much. And they need to remember that Josh Allen is not Lamar Jackson. That's not a knock on him at all. He's just not Lamar Jackson. And stop using him as such. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I know. We are ready for the season, Lonnie, for sure. And he is not Lamar Jackson. And they have a very good run game with Cooks in the backfield, and they should have been using that. And they didn't. You're right. I did not think that it would be that way, but then we had those turnovers, and the turnovers made the difference in the ball game. If they don't turn the ball over, it's definitely not it's not any more than a 10-point ball game because I believe in that offense. They've put up points 30 regularly all season long. They were top 3, top 5 in the league, especially in passing, right near the top in scoring. So, when you have that many turnovers, you don't win ball games. And they got away with one in Northwest Stadium. I think in that game, the Eagles did not take Washington seriously. And they got themselves kicked out of the game, and then they got jumped on in the second half and allowed 30-plus points to go on and lose the game at the end in a shocker. And they had something to prove. I mean, they were absolutely embarrassed in Northwest Stadium. So they were going to come out looking for blood. Absolutely. So I'm not surprised by it at all. But like I said, when you turn the ball over in that fashion, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to lose. You're going to lose 9 times out of 10. And that's what happened. Drag Race Mayhem says, although we're going to probably get smoked by the Kansas City refs, anyways, so I have to enjoy it while it lasts. Look, I'm not going to get into it too much because we're going to have a show on that. But I will say this. I know people – I've watched that game with Buffalo a couple times. And although I do not agree with the spotting of the ball on that first down, on both first downs, because Dalton Kincaid had the first down initially anyway. Should never even got to a 4th and 1. And I do not agree with that being a catch. Both the defender and I believe it was Xavier Worthy had the ball in their hand, but they both had one hand on the ball and the ball touched the ground. So therefore should be an incomplete pass because neither the defender nor the receiver had full possession of football. So I find that a little strange, but people mentioning about the refs. And like I said, I've watched this game several times, but nobody's talking about the fact that that phantom PI on the Chiefs that was called that had no business being called. Stuff can go either way. And I didn't think that the officiating was bad. I thought McDermott's play calling was bad. At some point, you have to realize that the quarterback sneak isn't working, bro. It's not working. So why do you keep doing it over and over and over again, expecting different results? They knew it was coming. And then you telegraphed it by running it the way they saw it on tape. You didn't even try to mix it up. That's not going to win you ball games. So I don't put it all on Josh Allen. I feel bad for Josh Allen. And Dave, I do want to see a three-peat. I know a lot of people, I'm a Lakers fan, so I understand the Lakers in their heyday with Shaq and Kobe and the likes. Didn't like what was going on. The same thing with the Bulls. Look, we're witnessing history and we're witnessing greatness. Let's not undermine what Andy Reid has done. And I told y'all before the playoffs started, they were going to run a whole different playbook that we hadn't seen all season long. I mean, did you see the stuff they were running with Marquise Brown now that he's back? They ran some plays with Xavier Worthy they hadn't done all season long. It was well done, well schemed. And at the end of the day, the aggressors win, and they were more aggressive than Buffalo. And I felt like Buffalo had an opportunity in the second half to take it, and they decided to sit and take the ball out of Josh Allen's hands and throw screens and bubble screens and short passes that's not going to win you ball games. That gets you 3 and out, and it gives you the ball back to one of the best players in the league, Pat Mahomes. Yeah, I think they can. It's going to be interesting, though, what happens when Travis Kelce retires, because he's a big part of that offense. Drag Race Mayhem says if we lose, though, it's on Jalen. Spags loves to blitz, and Jalen, for some reason, doesn't handle it very well. You're exactly right. 100%. And that's why I said I'd rather attack, whether it's trying to stop the run and putting heat on Jalen. I would have rather gone with that game plan if I'm Joe Witt Jr. than what they decided. You're not going to confuse this guy. You're really not. He's too smart for that. He's a great quarterback. You got to give him his due. And with that running game, you got to pick your poison. And I'd rather put it on his back and let him beat me throwing. Because 9 times out of 10, when it has had to be on his back, he can't beat you throwing. And that's just cold, hard facts. Dave says the one guy that straight punched the ball out of the other guy's hands at the Washington-Philly game was the best play I saw all day. It was strategic. And you see it a lot in this league. You really do. A lot of guys are doing that. Credit to Peanut Tillman for starting that whole thing. Gotta admire Kansas City. Yeah, you do. You do. What's going on, Blake? How's it going? Yeah, we are going to be doing drag racing probably next week. I can't wait, though. It's super awesome. And I can't wait for the season. We have the Pro Superstar Shootout coming out, and that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to all of it. But like I said, I'm taking my time, enjoying the break. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's really a blessing to be able to bring you guys coverage. See, I swear if I have to see Travis. Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. I really hope that doesn't happen. But you notice they haven't been cutting to them lately. So it's been pretty good. And we'll talk about the Super Bowl next week. This week, I'm going to touch on coaches. And in the meantime, this will be our quick segment of
what do we want to talk about?
What do we want to talk about? Well, first thing I'm going to talk about is the Dallas Cowboys. And I know people are trying to downplay the fact and give the benefit of the doubt to Brian Schottenheimer and to give the benefit of the doubt to Jerry Jones, but I'm simply not. You can't convince me that and downplay the fact that, oh, well, there's been other guys that have been hired and we don't exactly know how it will work out. Maybe it'll work out for them because he brings the same offense that Dak's been used to over the last couple of years when Mike McCarthy was here. And I say that's a load of crap. The guy wasn't calling plays. And you think he's all of a sudden head coach material? I've said it over and over and over again. Go look at the hires. Outside of Mike McCarthy, outside of the Bill Parcells hire that they had, they're all puppets. They're going to do what Jerry asked them to do and tells them to do. They're not going to buck the system. And I believe outside of what they say, the contract, and it was about the years, I also think it was about the fact that Jerry wanted to have a little bit more say, and Mike McCarthy was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Because he shouldn't. This team won 7 games, and they had no business winning 7 games. They did it with Cooper Rush. Let that sink in. But Jerry wasn't smart enough to have continuity and sustainability by allowing this cat to continue to coach his football team, which he did a good job, especially with what he had. And you have no money. But then you hire this guy, and in the press conference, you talk about people saying that you're not taking a risk, and I'm taking a risk on this guy. You embarrass the guy that you hired. He has no coaching experience. Who says that? And in the same breath, you try to justify the hire. And Stephen Jones, I'm very disappointed in you. Don't give me air quotes and talk about drought, buddy. Don't try to mock the fact that everybody's talking about you guys being in the drought. Because you are. You won 29 games. You are 29 years away from being in an NFC Championship game. That's how long it's been. You now have the longest streak in the league. So it's not a drought. There's factual numbers. This team's been mediocre at best. And so they went to the playoffs twice. Every blind squirrel finds a nut. But this here, I don't see this working at all. And then you're hiring another loser and Eberflus? I don't see it. See, about coaching, it's more than just X's and O's. It's about leadership. Can you lead men? And I don't see that. And apparently 31 other teams didn't see that either because nobody was calling and knocking on his door, asking him or offering him an interview for a coaching job. He's been an offensive coordinator in 4 spots. So miss me with the bullcrap. You're not going to serenade me with the garbage. You might fool Cowboys fans, but you can't fool me. Cowboys fans, the only thing I can tell you is this. Jerry going to sell you and sell you and sell you. He's been selling you for the last 29 years on the same garbage. Hopes and prayers. And now you have no cap money, so you can't bring in quality individuals. And you really don't have the horses. And guess what? The Eagles in Washington are better than you. And they're going to be even more better than you after the season. So you have to hit on all your draft picks because you can't bring anybody in. You don't have any money. Oh, and you got to pay Micah Parsons. Good luck. So if I'm you, I take the mantra of what Washington fans have done. Stop buying the gear. Stop showing up to games. Because I see a lot of you talking it, but are you going to follow through? Because, see, Washington fans follow through. That stadium was so empty, it was basically a home team for the opposing team. It was another home game for the opposing team over there when it was FedEx Field. Will you do that, though? Because, see, that's the only way major change happens. But unfortunately, it seems that the family also is tone deaf, a la Stephen Jones. Welcome to the land of obscurity. Because prime time should be over for y'all. There ain't going to be no more prime time. And winning, they're really not about winning. Jerry's about the bottom line. If he was about winning, he had a winner in Mike McCarthy. But then Cooper Rush, and you won 7 games. Tired of that guy. Let's see what's going on in the comments. Let's see what's going on in the comments here. Let me get back. We're talking. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be garbage. Garbage. Absolute garbage. Dave says, but I'm going to upload the 1996 Chief Nationals for the Texas Motorplex. Let's do it. If you're playing it tonight, I will promote it. D, do you wish to comment on the Alan Reinhart trade? Yes, I'll do that because I'm fair. I think it's a good hire. If anybody knows drag racing, it's Alan. If anybody knows how to build an organization and how to do it right, how to crawl before you walk and walk before you run, it is Alan Reinhart. He's been around this thing for decades. And I believe he has a really good vision to really get the ball rolling and doing it in a way that will benefit and will not cause an implosion or a self-destruction later. I'm pretty confident in that. I think he will be able to do a good job there. And I hope so, because NHRA needs the competition. Do you need to upload the 2012 Super Nationals from Englishtown? Oh yeah, definitely. Dave does need to do that. I like that one too. Please also comment on. So do you guys watch CBS? We got a couple minutes. I got to get out of here at 7:30, but we got a couple minutes. You watch the CBS broadcast? Every time I watch a CBS broadcast, I feel like I'm stepping back into the 80s. The camera angles are bad. The cameras are kind of not as crispy as Fox or NBC or even Netflix when football was on Netflix, even Prime. The guys are in the cheesy suits with the CBS logo, like so 1985. Every time I watch that, I feel like I'm in 1985. It's not a good product. And I'm glad they don't have the Super Bowl this year, but I dread it when they do have it because it's just dry. Even their graphics are dry. Because I used to root for the Cowboys as a young man. Then I grew up. Yeah. Why that race? Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Their first national event was in now what they call Maple Grove Raceway. It was right there. It was in 1985 or 6, something like that. Yep. That would be a good one too. Yes, indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. Look, Super Bowl is going to be a blast, and we're going to talk about it next week. Even if we have to do a special show next week, we're going to talk about it next week because I believe it's going to be better than people give it credit for. I will have time to break it down and really let you guys know what I think, what I see from these football teams, and where I believe each team can have success because I think this is probably the best matchup of them all. I didn't feel like Buffalo would match up well with Philly, to be honest. I really don't. So this is going to be fun. Defensive battle, 2 quarterbacks, two running games that are good too. So it's going to be fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Not Bland Show. Again, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you guys support our sponsor there, Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. Get started now. I will go and check and make sure that everything is still up. And if the league code is the same, we'll continue to run with it. And we'll let you guys add to our league that has been pretty competitive. I believe Dave was the winner this year and did it well. So it's always fun. Again, thank you so much for watching the Not Bland Show. For Sports Journey, for everything Nitro, I'm Dujane Bland, and we're out of here.